friends and everyone, and welcome with another shit build that I will share with you. Today is a special day. I finally cracked the code to apply poison with every elemental damage. Well, there is still skill better than others. To tell the truth, don't expect miracle from it. The results seem just merely playable. Like, just look at this damage. Really? 3.15 nerf was the worst it ever happens to PoE. Do they really want me to think, like with my brain, and turn things around to get a decent amount of damage? And on top of that, I need to build up defenses? I thought I could just log in, click on things, and collect my loot.
Oh, I don't want to play this league, dude. Wait, you're telling me the boss is gonna be able to move before dying? You're telling me he's gonna do an ability? No, I just wanted to instantly die, and then I just want to click up my fucking loot.
Clearly, this game has changed so much, I don't recognize it anymore. As usual, don't forget to do the same shit for every YouTuber. And also, there is a POB link in the description below. Like if you dare to try out this cluster drenched in Reddit tears. So, the spell that will be useful today is Rolling Magma. You get it from Act 1 after killing Nessa. I look inside my crystal ball and find it interesting that this bounces when hitting the floor. That means with enough AoE, you can overlap it and make things get it twice. And even kill off screen. So now you can just say thanks, Daddy the Dog. The little trick to poison foe with elemental skill is called Volker Guidance. And these trashy gloves are the variants of every kind of elemental damage. Apart from the downside that you need to overcome, it is actually pretty handy. It gives everything that's needed to be good: life, elemental resistance, damage, and the corrupted parts. So with all the basics, let's jump to the passive tree. For the slower one of you that didn't understand the build correctly, I recall the kind of build that it is. It's a fire spell, self-casting and poison. So to scale your damage, this is the stat that you are looking for. The only problem that I could encounter in this build is this. That gets into your ear, and after long hours of playing, you can only hear this thing. Apart from that, don't play with elemental reflect. Even with daily element and everything, it's just unplayable. Before going to the next section, just a quick word on mistake that I've made. Apart from using 50 hours of regret to finally achieve something interesting, I first wanted to use Firestorm with Cyclone. Because of the trigger time, it only relies on big first impact, and how I can simply describe it, shit. Damage over time not being quick enough and lack of overall damage. I usually got beaten down before they could die. Then I tried every variant possible around this, like brand, miner, self-casting. Nothing was good enough. I did the same for Rolling Magma until I got to the point of just a little bit of casting speed can really up the potential. Even if I promise myself to never display a skill that use different socketing for different augmenter, I will make an exception for this, because 99% of the game content is doable easily with this setup. When I was against Cyrus or Green, Blue, Red Conqueror, or any other mega boss that is alone, I replaced greater multiple projectile by swift affliction. First, it boosts your damage, and usually these mega boss have a lot of global resistance and HP. And also, keep in mind, different projectile from the same cast can't hit more than once, so it is like having a 5-link skill. The aura are not changed as usual. Divergent, Herald of Agony, plus the unique ring associated with it, it is clearly a passive 3-point saver. Then Clarity around level 10 is enough to manage mana consumption, either with mega boss fight or usual mobbing. And don't forget the Malevolence. With debuff, it's the usual shit. Despair, Temporal Chain, Valblight, Wither. Done.
That is one big pile of shit.
Last part, but not the least, the itemization. So here the weapon is clearly important. I mean way so important than without it this build would not even exist. Martyr of Innocence have the keyword Battle Mage. Basically it adds weapon damage to the spell, and having a ton of fire damage on it is clearly awesome. Then the Corrupted Glove, Volker Guidance that I explained the mechanic before, and also Circle of Nostalgia Ring to get more chance to poison on it and more chaos damage. After that, finish everything with rares to max out elemental resistance and get around 6k HP. Don't forget to get jewelry with offensive stats that I've listed in the part 2. On this build, I had preferred to take physical resistance over evasion. It was my first time because of the usual gem setup that I use, and clearly it is with no regrets. It's so much better, so much smoother. Combining it with Endurance Charge Generation through Cluster Jewel and Immortal Call, it was a delicious PoE experience.
Yum.
The flask that you need for this build is just sad. With 3.15 rework price, I could not find anything better than Azir promised to get a bit of more damage. RIP Witchfire Brew. Apart from the lot of sarcasm that I put in this video, Rolling Magma, like lot of elemental skill, has something better than usual chaos skill. First, they don't have a downside, and they tend to be focused on crit, something that poison damage doesn't need that much. Thanks for watching until the end. Next video are coming soon, since I already have idea for next build. That was Underorgan, Path of Exile. See you guys, and remember, never stop learning.